Hopefully not, because I really don't feel like talking about that hoe. I'm into the video game. Why is it so freaking low? I think everything's okay though, since I have to. I think that sound is looking moisturizer. What? Moisturizer plus. Oh my god, I was getting better at Smash. We should play Smash today. Okay, bye. I don't know what that was, but Jesus Christ, help me.
Do you think that was the first time the pirates tried to execute Pierre?
Oops.
No.
What was the point of that? Why did I go into that and just leave? What's the point of this? The point of this is for nothing to occur. Okay. Oh, I think I remember what the hell I was doing. I was supposed to be going to the ship. We're supposed to be getting out of this hoe. Okay. Oh, yeah, and I didn't know how to get this gold bull. And over here, there's a lot of booty eye. What the ball? I don't think I can get that yet, though. But how come I see it? How come I know it's there? How do I know it's there? That's kind of sus. And I guess I could go exploring a little bit in the booty. We can do that a little bit. Well, actually, I think I did that already. I think this way I can't really go. I'll just do a quick walk around just to make sure I'm not missing nothing. Alright, then I'll leave like I said I was going to do. I don't know why I'm breaking those. I don't think I need ammo. Okay, where are one of these other teleported things? There's one here. How do I get to that? Is there a way to get to that one from here? Blow me up, Daddy! I don't know why this game is so goddamn low, so I'm just gonna turn it up. Cause I can't hear nothing up in this. Oh, what's that? Wait a minute. Did I just... What? The ball sack was that? Seriously? Where was I supposed to go from there? I can climb up this, but I think I went the wrong way. I go up here, right? Alright. Oh no, that's a different one. That's a different one. So I should be over here. Then I gotta wait for this one to go up, I think. How do I get over there? Can I get over there? Is the real question. Go up. Go up! This one doesn't go up? Freak you. Can I glitch? No, I don't know if you can. And looks like, yeah, there's an invisible wall. This game just did me like that. I really hate you for that. That was so messed up. So freaking messed up. Jesus Christ. Yo, what's up, Quaz? How you doing? Casual cuckery? How was your day? I had to just get myself out of the bed because homie bros, everyone else was sleeping for 5 years, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to stream at 11 a.m. What the hell? I need to get my booty eye up. So I got my booty eye up. We just vibing. I think I'm supposed to be leaving this area, but I'm just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. I don't understand why I can see these here, but I can't get to them. I don't know what the reasoning behind that is, but I'm very, very ball-sacked by it. Day was good till OBS decided to forget all the paths to my VSD plugin, so I had to add them all now. Aw, dang it. So sorry to hear that. Have you been streaming? Like, how's that been going for you? I would love to put you in, like, the loyal support if you stream. I can put your stream up in there so I can see that. I get those as notifications, so, like, if I am available, I try to just jump into people's streams. So if you've been streaming, I would love to see how much progress you've made with OBS. And I'm still down to do any OBS conversations if you'd like to do that. Ooh. Nope, invisible wall. Okay. But can we use this area to cheat to other areas? Wait. Nope, invisible wall. Okay. Frick you, man. Oh yeah, and bull dicks. We got buldies. Well, it's called buldies, but it's bull dicks. I just don't know. I just don't want Twitch to be like, you tried to have a sus name for your emote. So I just make it buldies. But oh my god, I'm so happy I'm happy of how that turned out. How do you think it looks, Whip? Hopefully it looks alright. But yeah, this is someone's first time doing an emote at all, and I think they did a pretty good job, so props to them. They're actually like super concerned about making sure it looked good and with a black background, with a white background, no matter what circumstances, and that's really respectable for a first time. So I appreciate it. I have been, not very regularly though. Real life has been in the way for a while, but hopefully I can start streaming regularly again soon. Yeah, well then you should definitely hit me up with your Twitch so I can put it in the loyal support thing. Can I jump to anything else maybe? I just don't think I'm able to do that yet. I must not be able to do it yet, because like I can't see anything I can manipulate. So freaky. Let's just go back. Let's just die. So messed up. Yo, what's up, Quask? How you doing? Oh yeah, and the cool thing is it's a follower emote, so even if you're not subbed, you can still spam it and use it. It's a follower emote first. And I think that Miggle was saying that recently they changed something, so if you're a sub, you can use... Me? Oh, I guess not me. So if you're a sub, you can use the follower emotes anywhere now, I think. If I know correctly. If I understand correctly. I think that was something that was changed. I haven't been keeping up with all this ish, so my apologies in that. I'm really bothered that I can't figure out how to get that extra item, but I'm just gonna assume that I can come back for it. Hello, Judah. How you doing? Appreciate you stopping in. My bad for not getting you back to you about LogSec. I've actually been finding a lot of videos about like learning how to use it, and I can send you some of those or share some of those in the Discord.
At long last, the pirates are vanquished. The resistance is broken, and this galaxy is finally mine.
Awesome. I'm glad that you like the emote, Quas. That's great to know.
That's it. Where's the joy?
But yeah, I'm down to give feedback too, Quas, for sure.
Enlightenment. Why don't I feel any different?
Because you equated happiness with success. And now that you've achieved it, life is meaningless.
What could you possibly know about success, you... That's it. I haven't really won yet. There are still so many
frick.
other dimensions waiting to be conquered.
Oops.
Good luck finding them.
Sorry, I have my audio only going through my headset, so I missed that if it did work.
This one.
That's because you forgot the first rule of road.
It probably butchered it, as usual.
Always bring a map.
Remember. Did y'all hear it, though? You should have heard it.
The
Wait, it didn't work?
He's going to Savali. You catch all that, Rivet?
Got it. We'll meet you there.
No way. It must be.
Yeah, I love that emo. I basically told them to just come up with whatever idea they have for bull dicks. Like, just think of something that ties, like,
Emperor
a
Nefarious
bull and, like, what is that plant? Eggplant that everyone uses as a dick. And, they actually came up with that idea completely on their own. So, like, I'm really...
forces ahead.
Oh, I need to turn off my... I'm echoing. Okay. I'm really impressed of how they did it. And I think they did a great job for their first emotes. Sweaty eggplants are hot. Okay, what new weapons you got for me, lady?
You here for weapons or ammo? I'm betting both.
Oh, so is that potentially all the weapons then? That might be all the weapons. Because the only thing here is Cold Snap, and that's been there for a while.
Be missed, sweet thing.
Interesting. I woke me up to get me a cold snap. I'm sorry, anytime I see that weapon, I'm gonna think of that. I just can't. I can't help it. Ooh, let's go over here, because that means armor. Wait, what am I talking about? I have these. Why do I keep not using them? There's usually raritanium in here. Did you guys cuck me? Wow, this one doesn't have raritanium right in the front. Sauce. Oh no! Oh my god, they really try to eat your eye sack over here. That was not what I wanted to have happen, but okay. Alright. I don't think that that was the intended maneuver for that. Wow, there's everyone just floating randomly. But it was good enough. Wish I could stop testing my own meat all the time. Oh my god. I have no idea what you're saying, but I know it's sus. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, what the hell? Did I miss the item? Did I miss the actual item or some bull dicks? Cause I didn't get a piece of armor, right? I must have missed something. Oh wait. Cause that's back to the beginning. What the? Oh, I missed something. What the hell? Yeah, this is not finished. What the blueberry? What? Okay, maybe me messing that part up really broke it. No! No! Dang it. Wait, didn't you have teeth extracted? I did have teeth extracted, yes. And speaking of that, I have to go to the dentist this Tuesday. I'm looking forward to that. Not really, but... just came up on my calendar and I just realized that... oh yeah, I got a dentist appointment! Great! At least it's not usually expensive for me. But I just didn't know it was coming around the eye sack. Coming around the eye sack when you come. Okay. All right. Okay, what am I missing? Because I get over here, and I don't see what else I can do in here. Am I missing something? I need to finish this section? What the hell, man? What am I missing? Is there, like, more up here that I'm not seeing? I see those other pads, which makes me think I'm supposed to do something else. They better not say root canal. I don't know if I don't know if I'd be able to handle that. I have pretty strong teeth genetics, it seems like. So I don't get, every cavity I've ever had, they're usually pretty small. And like, to get them done, like, it's really easy. So like, I don't think that would be an issue. But at the same time, who the hell knows? Because there's this tooth that I swear I have. And it seems like they don't do anything. I was trying to see if I can jump on that. Why is it telling me to go this way? Am I missing something obvious? See, it respawned those, so it makes me think I need that. What the hell? There's been this cavity I feel in my mouth, and they keep telling me that none of the cavities that I have are things that need to be worked on. Like, I have a very deep fear in the back of my mind that those cavities will be, that cavity will turn into a root canal, and I'm really hoping that never happens. They're telling me it's fine, but that means I have to trust other humans, and that's very hard to do. So, that definitely gives me a lot of anxiety, I won't lie. Is there something over here I can do? No! I tried to jump. How much do they charge for a root canal and rebuild there? I have no idea. I've never had one, and I don't know anyone who's had one, except for you. No one in my family has ever had root canals that I know of. And if they did, they're like, I don't know. I'm not like close with them. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think overall we just have good teeth genetics. Dude, what am I missing about this void? Let me see. Is there a way to get to those ones that are sticking out there that I'm not seeing? No! What the hell? That spot glitches me. I want to stand on there so I can see what I'm missing. Because I don't see it. The thing is, the dentist I go to, they've been really good to me. Like, I told them I was autistic and like, I have fear of, like, needles and stuff. And they've been so patient and understanding with me. It's actually insane. So, like, I really, really, really think that they're a dope company. I think that they care at where I'm at. I just don't know. Is there anything on this side that I'm missing? No, 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 my eye sac! Frick, why do I keep falling? Oh my god, yeah. I remember hearing about root canals being so inaccessible for people. How do we justify that as a society? Root canals are extremely painful, right? If you don't get that treated, you're fricked, man. And they just want you to shell out that kind of money? Holy frick, man. They're not painful? I thought they were. Everything I hear about them makes me terrified of them. No, my sack of eyes. I don't see anything over there either, though. What the hell? Alright, Whip, are you able to look up, like, this pocket dimension? I don't understand what I'm missing. It says pocket. Wait, where did it see it? Where did it show it? Oh, it's not there anymore. What the hell? When I'm gonna die again. It shows it when I die. It says 436308 pocket dimension. Man, honestly, Nicholas. Oh, and hey, Nicholas, by the way. Ever since I've been reading that book, I keep thinking about this in terms of everything now. Where it's like, why does it make sense to make dentistry so expensive, so hard for people to have access to when it's so important? Like, people having issues in their mouth. Well, I'm talking about, don't root canals hurt before you go to the, like, before you get it surgery on it? Or whatever? Like, I mean, I've always heard that root canals were, like, super, super painful. I could be wrong. Homie bro, where are you going? Alright. No! Yeah, there's nothing over there, so I'm missing something. I always thought root canals hurt like hell. So if they don't hurt like hell, then I'm definitely misunderstanding something about them. Well, that didn't work. Oh, well, apparently I had a deep cavity and I didn't feel crap, so I don't know. They said it was deeper than normal, so I don't really know how deep it really was.
At the end of the path of panels is a ring of explosive crates that must be phantom dashed through. Immediately ahead, the rift tether must be used to pull Ratchet towards a rift to reach the end where an armor pod containing the hero's mask is found.
What? I have to do that. So that's this, right? Oh. See, I knew there was something with those, but I couldn't tell what it was. I didn't know if I had to go through them, if I had to eat booty eye. Wasn't sure. But yeah, like ever since I started reading more of that book, I'm just always sitting here thinking to myself, like, the world could be so much better, man. The world could just be so much better, but we just don't do it. It's so sad. Was that not what you do? What's the rift thing? I thought that was doing this. What? Bro, that glitch needs to stop. That glitch needs to stop. That glitch is mean! Yeah, I don't know. I always heard negative things about root canals, so I have this deep, like, strong fear of them, and I just try to stay away from them. But, yeah, dentist stuff can be really expensive here. It's really sad. But it's just like, why? Like, why do we choose to make society so complex? You know? We don't have to do this. But we do, and it's like, why? I go through it and I only see this path every time. What the frick? So I probably have to get up there. But how? Dude, what the hell? You just... Okay. Homie Boat Road. My game is broken? What? My game is broken. My game is broken. Okay. I don't know how... Ah! Where are we going? Where is he eating? Okay, there we go. See if I have the item already. I don't think it said I went through this. But I can check. Which item is it? Oh, you know what? I probably did do this before. I'm probably trolling. You know what? I'm probably trolling. Because we revisited a place. Hero's Mask. Oh, I did do it. Okay, but no one saw this. Didn't happen. We weren't here for no reason. Don't worry about it, folks. Don't worry about it. Did not occur. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, now we're actually playing the video game. Oh, frick. Oh, wow, it did have a check. I couldn't see the check because the freaking icon for me was over it. Oh my ice. All right. Thanks, though, Whip. And hey, Hangman, how you doing?
The Emperor's gotta be heading for the archives. We have to get there for...
He is overusing the Dimensionator.
Uh-oh.
The boundaries between the universes are coming undone.
So now we've got Bone Goons?
Bone Goons. Of course we do.
Oh my god. That enemy was like right next to my eye sac. That was weird.
Is it just me? Or are these...
That was so weird.
Better be disturbing.
So I had vanished last stream. I got busy and then people wanted to play Valorant. Hey, I mean, that's totally fine. Hello, Polymath. Okay, bye. All right, Luminar. I don't know. What was your joke? Oh! Wow. Oh, okay, he's the bone people. All right, let's go minigun. Oh, wow, they got wrecked. Okay, minigun is very good. But yeah, you're good, Hangman. Like if things come up, you gotta do things. It's no big deal. I do. Basically, I set up some new events in the stream in the Discord. Instead of Left 4 Dead specifically, I'm gonna have like every certain Friday, I think I set it up as, it's gonna be like we can play any games together, basically. So if y'all want it to be Left 4 Dead, it can be Left 4 Dead. if people want it to be, I have a Left 4 Dead event in there that I keep moving around because I keep running into like conflicts and like life, mainly work. But
I hope the Emperor has not found the map.
I basically want to have community gaming sessions where like every once in a while we just play whatever games we want to play together. I know Harmon was down to play Overwatch at some point, Overwatch 2 or whatever. Doom has been wanting to play Modern Warfare 2 with me, so I'm down to do that. I'm down to play games with anyone at any time, but those are just going to be dedicated sessions where I literally make time for just that. So if people want to play Left 4 Dead 2 or they want to play any specific type of game, we can plan ahead of time for that day. So if you did want to play anything, let me know, and or see how many people we can get. But yeah, I thought it would be just better to have it scheduled consistently so that it becomes more of a routine instead of it just being random all over the place. So we'll see what happens the next time it comes up.
The Emperor must have gotten here first.
We're coming up on his flagship. We'll get it back.
I'm not really into Valorant, but I might be okay with playing Fortnite here and there. I'm not serious about Fortnite, but I can play it.
We'll find them. Good luck up there.
No, I don't want to play. I'm just not into CSGO anymore. So like the whole CSGO vibe is not for me.
Ships. We should find high-value assets on the upper level. Let's hope the map's up there.
All right, we're back as Rivet with, what was her name? Kit, I think. I love how Kit looks just like her arm, but at the same time, we learned last time that Kit was the reason why she has no arm. But we'll see what happens with that story as that story develops. Oh my lord. Oh, goodness. I might be able to finish this game today, so we'll see. I'm not tired. I did a lot of my morning things that I like to get done before I do anything else. So, like, I have no obligation to stop early unless I start feeling tired later on. So, you might be able to get through the rest of the game, because apparently I'm 86% done. And I'm assuming that that includes 100%ing? Oh, 81? I'm assuming that includes 100%ing, so that means that I've done a good bit of the game already. This minigun's amazing. I love it. Oh, wait. I'm supposed to use the sniper. Oh, my God. I keep forgetting about it. And the Peacemaker. Oh, wait. No. Peacemaker's level 5. I want to try to get certain things to level 5. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time, though. If the game's almost over. Where is that sniper at? What the hell? What was it called? We got that. We got... Oh, Headhunter, I think it was called.
Scour the remaining archives. Think of the treasures within. Weapons of unimaginable power. Lost episodes of Lance Journeys. Oh, those balls are useless. The map is all we need.
The rest can burn.
Wait.
Ah, I missed.
The map already, or Ratchet? Are you seeing anything from Quantum's helmet?
Headshot.
Has to be here. We just need to keep moving.
Ah, ammo. That was fun while it lasted. I wish I hadn't sold my computer. I'd love to play multiplayer, but only my only gaming system is my Nintendo Switch. I can do taxes. Actually, I might do them after the stream, to be honest. Why not? Okay. But yeah, I might do it after the stream. Because I think I have everything I need to do for my taxes. I'm hoping, because I told them to take way more money from me every check so that I would hopefully get a return. Something in return. So basically what I'm trying to do... Oh, frick, I didn't see you, buddy. Oh, give me some space, homie, bro. Give me some space. What I'm trying to do is pay off my Amazon credit card debt, because they put a lot of things on there, and then I just started like putting a lot of stuff on there myself, and that was a mistake. So I want to just pay that off, and then anything that's left I want to use to either put in savings or get a Switch. So those sessions will also include, ow, my eye. Those gaming sessions will also include the Switch games, because I've been getting into the Switch because my partner has a Switch, now Whip has it. Both of my partners have a Switch, I guess. Oh no! What the hell? Oh my freaking god. How far did it take me back? Is it like that whole section? Oh my god, I think it's that like that whole section. Are you serious? I'm just hoping that I get lucky with taxes this time around, because I told them to take more from me just so that everything would work out. And I'm hoping to pay off some debt, and I'm hoping that the college debt will eventually go through. Who the hell knows what's going to happen with that anymore? I haven't been following it, but I was already guaranteed to get my student loans completely forgiven as long as that does end up following through, like actually happening. Like, to me, it's just insane. Yeah, I shouldn't have done what I did with the credit card, the Amazon credit card. It was because they told me that I wouldn't, like, the first thing I bought was the graphics card, because I needed the graphics card so that I could even stream better and more securely. But the problem is they didn't set it up the way that they told me they would set it up. And ever since then, it's just been like hell. So I'm hoping to pay off as much of that with my taxes as I can. And then also put money into savings and maybe get a Switch. Wait, what the hell just happened?
Emperor Nefarious.
What?
I've been waiting for this.
Okay, I don't understand. I usually just return and nothing says patience on disability. I make this and doesn't hear if I'm posted on one side.
I hoped you'd find me. Oh, sorry, coming back to one's body mid-meditation. Oh, that's smarts.
What are you doing here?
The Emperor captured me after he discovered I'd hidden the dimensional map in an anomaly.
So he doesn't have it yet.
No, but he's opening rifts willy-nilly to get to it. It's only a matter of time.
Dang, I might have to get an animated emote for Rivet. She's too cute.
Ratchet. Good news and bad news.
What the hell was that black?
Bad news, the Emperor's not here. Good news, we're with Gary. He says the map's hidden inside a dimensional anomaly.
In the catacombs, you can get down there by activating the excavation towers.
You can activate them via nearby pressure locks.
I'm not more of, I don't see Rivet, I don't see any of the characters in this game in a sexual way whatsoever. So I'll definitely be more of the like cute, snuggly looking type Rivet. No, I can be a furry sometime. Nah, I guess I'm just not really a furry, honestly. I'm only a furry when it comes to my other partner because she says she's a bunny. That's the closest to furry I get. Otherwise, I don't really think... How is it not? Like, if someone identifies as a furry and you like them, you like furries. But I'm not a furry, as in the sense that I like a bunch of furries and, like, stuff. Okay. Well, I don't know. I'm not, like... When there's, like, animal creatures or animal characters in games, I am not attracted to them in any way, shape, or form. There's a reason why I'm obsessed with Naruto, alright? And it's because she's human. But Carmelita thick as hell. I can't deny that. She thick as hell, but... I can let Sly have that. She do got them thighs. I don't know how the hell she was so big in the first game, but she was huge. So, the thighs, like, kind of poke your eyes out. It was my bad. I'm just riding all around being dumb. Hold up. Where am I supposed to go? Oh. We need to trigger the buttons. Oh, no, I missed.
I think it's turning on. Let's find another.
Oh, no. A bunch of bone dudes. Whatever will we do?
Do not like the clicking sound.
Never mind. We can just use this weapon because it's OP against them.
Yes, good idea.
Meet you guys in the catacombs.
My bad if I missed anything. Let me scroll up in the chat to make sure I didn't miss anything.
Nightmares. Bone goons would make a regular.
Yeah, Nicholas, I was really bad with my Amazon credit card, and I regret it. But I hope that I can pay it off as much as I can with my return, and then whatever is left I can use to get it to put towards a Switch and savings. That's the goal. Oh, frick! I'm so sorry, Miggle. Hello. I'm so sorry. I don't know why that happens sometimes. Oh my god, that was terrible. No one saw that. Why does this stick feel so tight? What the hell? Frick? You play Genshin? I'm unfollowing. What's wrong with Genshin? I'm open to playing anything at this point. I've been literally playing like yesterday me and Katie, me and Tyga did a stream of where's the game? Borderlands co-op, and that was a lot of fun. So we want to do that. We're probably gonna do that again. No, stop missing and being bad, you ball. All right, hold on. Let's try this out. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. So I'm hoping that we can do more of that. I'm basically open to doing a lot of new things on stream at this point. I've been experimenting, and as long as people are willing to try it out with me, I know Whip is down for the most part, and then Tyga's down. That we can just stream different things. I'm down for it. That was a fun stream yesterday. I'm open to playing any games. I don't usually have any bias towards games. All right. Let's see what the next one is. Oh, okay. We're going in the right direction. I thought Genshin was a good game. Wait, no. That's that game where it's like a bunch of anime characters, isn't it? And like people like it because the characters are hot. Isn't that an MMO? That's not really a game. I'm not really into MMOs. I'm not gonna start an MMO just to stream it. Like, that's kind of pointless to me. I'm down to play any actual games that have an ending, but I don't know about things that don't have an ending. That's a little bit sus. Oh! That was weird. That was very weird. Yeah, I did. See, I removed the watch the video together thing because I feel like we don't all, like, nowadays, it's so hard to get everyone together, so it's kind of pointless. I still have it all saved, but I don't know if that's going to be something I prioritize anymore. And when I voted, I put it in the Discord for a vote. A lot of people didn't really seem to think that that was very important, you know? Ooh, how do I get that? Oh, wait a minute. Is this that one that I couldn't figure out before? Ow, my eye sack. Because, like, every time I want to do the video thing, I get stressed out because not everyone's there who I know would want to watch it. You know what I mean? But I can't expect everyone to always be there at every time, you know? So then the only option I would have then would be to just share the streams. Like, I mean, record, like, you know, highlight those. But it's like, is there really a point to highlighting that? Like, I don't know. I just don't really think that's that useful. If people want, like, I wouldn't mind doing something like that in the Discord even. I'm trying to be more open to doing things just, you know, overall, just to do them. MMOs can have an end to their story, but you can just still do things afterwards. Oh, well, I don't think I've ever beaten a story MMO. Like, for instance, like RuneScape. Like, I've never done all the quests in that game, and I probably never would have, even if I was still playing it. Ow. Oh no, I'm dying. That's not good. All right, hold on. What are we gonna pull out now? Do we got more ammo on this? Yeah, we do. Good. I did not mean to shoot that into the ground. There you go. Give me bolts! What the hell? I thought I was on it. I wasn't on it long enough?
I thought you said this was the way out. It appears to be the lower engine room. Layout of this
The game really did me like that. Okay, game. Alright. I see how it is.
neon exit sign.
But yeah, I'm just trying to really figure out what I enjoy streaming the most. What I enjoy streaming the most and what people like to see the most. And although I know a lot of people like to see a lot of that, you know, a lot of videos and stuff on stream, it's also more of a dangerous territory for streaming. And it's just a lot to keep up with. So I'm more open to doing stuff like that, like as a community event in the Discord or something like that. If people want to see me watch a certain videos and stuff like that or whatever, I'm down and I'm open to that. Yeah, basically, here's my goal, Nicholas. Oh no, balls. Help my balls! Okay, we're fine. No, we're not. We're not fine. My goal is to, after I finish the Rift Apart, which I might be able to finish today if I understand correctly. Ooh, I'm gonna get these bolts though. After I finish Rift Apart, I want to do Psychonauts 2 because that's been on my list for a while, and I love that. I love the first game, so I really want to play it. And there you go. I should have been pulling this out. What am I doing? Let me grab them bolts though. There's way too many bolts to waste. I only want to use that when there's a whole crowd of them. Same for that. Alright, there we go. So I'm going to do Psychonauts 2. Yeah, see, that was the problem, Migo. I was really bad at figuring out. I just had too much anxiety on when I should do it because I'm just always like, oh no, someone's going to miss it. And then, like, I don't know. I just got way too anxious about it, which doesn't really make any sense, but that's just my brain. But yeah, I can definitely go over some of them maybe, like, maybe just cuz. Like, I can look through the list and pick some of the... Oh, no. Oh, I thought I died. But yeah, I was gonna do... Oh, my bad. I forgot to keep talking. I'm gonna do... Psychonauts 2 after Rift Apart, and then my goal was to jump into the Spyro series. We bought all the Spyro game, the trilogy. So the Spyro... Oh, you can't see that because the light's being sus as hell. The Spyro trilogy. We got that on PS1. So I'm gonna play that. And then after I play the rest of the Spyro games, like the rest of the Spyro series, like I might be willing to play the remastered or whatever thing. What do they call that one? I don't know. You know what I mean. The ones that they remade. I'll be down to do those. And then at that point, I'm literally just gonna play whatever y'all want to see. So if y'all want me to play Hades and that's a game that you really want to see me stream, then I'll just stream that, you know? I'm going to be more open to just streaming whatever I want to do and whatever y'all want to see. So I, for one, really like playing single players, so I'm open to play for the most part, any single players there are. And y'all have recommended a lot already, so I'm definitely going to be going through the list of those and just finding which ones to do and prioritize and stuff. Oops, I wasn't paying attention. What am I doing? Oh, is this where I get that gold bolt? This is probably where I get it now, because it looks like we're going to go underground. I I just wanted to at least get through every main series, like all the classic series. Yeah, it was just a demo, Migo, that time. I just want to get through the classic PlayStation series. So, like, I basically... The only thing left is Spyro. I've done everything else. I did Jack. I did Wow. I did Sly. I did Ratchet and Clank. This is going to be the last of Ratchet and Clank. And I think Spyro would be the last one. Aside from, like, spin-offs and stuff. Wait, what am I doing? And things like that. Okay, yeah, so I do want to go down here, right? I do. This looks so scary. I don't wanna... Oh, I was supposed to just walk down. Okay. Eh, pussy strats.
All right, let's get down into the catacombs. Oh man, that door's console is infected with
We're gonna play with Glitch again.
That glitch can help us see what's inside, though.
Yeah, I'm down to go back and play, like, any spin-offs or anything like that, because I know Zed was telling me about... What was the one Zed was telling me about? Frick. Size Matters or something for Ratchet. He was saying that that was a really good game, and I could probably get that on PlayStation TV. So, like, I'm down to go back to some other ones, but right now the goal was just to hit, like, the really main ones for a lot of these popular series, and then once I do that... I don't know. He was saying he thought that game was really good. I don't know. So I might go back and play some of those too. I'm just open to anything and more of a variety of things now. And I would love to do more of those dual streams with like Whip and Taiga. That like I thought that was so much fun. So I definitely like to do that. So if you have any games that you think would be really fun to see us co-op and play through together, please recommend those because I'm down for that too. I wish that they just made more what am I doing? I'm supposed to destroy stuff first. But there's just so many. How am I supposed to walk through? Okay, here we go. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, why were they just endlessly spawning at that place? What the frick? And now they're just not. Sus as all hell. What did that destroy? Yeah, I always wanted to do something like a split screen stream like that for so long. I just didn't know that I had the ability to, but ever since I started looking into the NDI technology, I realized that, wow, this is actually something that's more accessible than I realized. Because, like, I thought you would have to have a dual PC stream set up and all that complicated crap, but you don't need to do all that. Oh, no, no, my ice. Ow, my ice. I'm getting hurted. No, Glitch, no. Dude. I'm glad you liked it though, Judah. It's a lot of fun, so I definitely want to do more of those. With any games, I'm open to it. I'm a big fan of cooperative games. And I like the idea of the viewers being able to see both of our screens at the same time. Even if it isn't a cooperative game and we're just doing 2 single-player games, I think that's a lot of fun. Like, literally me and Whip do that with a lot of games in the background. Okay, wait a minute. What did I just open? I hit one of these. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Got you. Because I can just end up shooting them for 5 years. I keep forgetting that I have to, like, destroy something. Can I do it now? I did this one, but I don't know which that one triggered.
When the dimensions cracked open and gave us so many chances to spread, we never dreamed it would lead us to someone like you.
It's so easy to get lost in this place. Everything looks the same.
Who helped us both. All those battles were such wonderful learning opportunities.
Is that all over here? Because if I'm pretty sure that if I leave, I'm fricked. Or I can't come back. I think that was everything over here. Oh yeah, I forgot to have that pulse charge. Oh no, you can come back. I thought they were going to make it so that you can't come back. You can definitely come back. Ah! Pulse charge! Health! Okay, we need to find another button to trigger. Oh, I see that over there, so I guess we gotta do this. Oh no, where did that put me? No! Where is it? I just saw it! No, my ice! My ice! Dude! I keep getting lost. I know how to do that. It's just really hard because there's so much crap. I know, Glitch. I know. Don't eat my eye sac so thick. I'm trying to freaking find... Oh, I can't go that way. Okay. I'm trying to... Oh, how do I get over there? Oh, okay. Let's see. What path do I need to take to get to that? When we go upside down, my brain breaks. I won't lie. So, like, No, not you. Oh, I can go down there. Oh. Deleted. Yes, it's deleted, but where is the booty eye? No, my ice. Oh my god, I just realized we definitely could do like a cooperative Jack playthrough, a Jack 2 playthrough, like when they finish Jack 2. Oh, here it is. When they finish Jack 2 on open goal, that could be pretty cool. I don't know if Katie would be, Tiger would be down for it, but, that would be cool. No, we didn't co-op Jack 1 yet. Dude, oh, there it is. I see it. I see where it's at. I just gotta keep it in my vision when I go upside down. Okay, we do this. We go upside down. It's right there. Okay, how do I get over here? We get over here. Then we go upside down. There we go. Gotta focus. There we go. Okay, we got one more. Oh, there it is. Okay, how do we get to this? Okay, so I can... Oh, I can't? Okay, never mind. So I think we have to go back this way, right? Oh, no! Oh, my God! It looked like I almost fell off. What the frick? Wait, where was it at? Plus L plus ratio. Wait, hold on. It's over there, so then we're gonna go this way, and it's over there. So I need to be on this level. So I can come this way, over here. And then go this way. And then I think this should be the angle I need to see that. Or am I wrong? Am I wrong? I might be wrong. Dang it! I just saw it! Dang it! Frick! Okay, let's go back around. Oh, wait, no! There it is. There it is. There we go. Wait, that is not... There we go. Oh! There it is. There it is. Okay, hold up. We got this, folks. We got this. Oh no, which one did that destroy? It didn't destroy that. Oh no. Oh, there's another one over here. Alright. Now, which one did that open? This game is really good at getting the player turned around. I'm just really bad at directions, so like when I'm going upside down, my brain is like, what's happening? Like I just saw that item, but now I went upside down, so like I don't, okay, now I can go through here. So I don't see it anymore, you know? My sense of direction is pretty booty eye, I won't lie.
You don't like what you see?
I don't care what you said. You are getting deleted now.
Glitch is so cute though.
That won't last long.
Oh no, I didn't see them there. Oh, cock. Oh no, I'm almost dead. I'm almost dead. I'm almost dead. Help me, I'm almost dead. What? Oh no, my booty eye.
Oh, aren't we lucky tonight?
Huh? How? Which one? I just killed one. Which one did I kill? Oh, you guys are monkeys. Oh, there's some health. Hold up. Got some health.
The farther you go with this, the more it'll hurt when you fail.
This one is really complex. They really tried to mess you around up in this one. Alright, so I think all the other ones are gonna be back around here, maybe. Alright, so we gotta follow these vines. So we gotta... This one goes here. What? I destroyed that one already. Okay, so we need to follow another one. What else connects to this? We got this green one. See what that goes to. Nope, I got that one. Okay, what about this purple one? We got red. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure out where the other things are. All right, glitch. This is the red one. We did that. Okay, we did almost... No! Oh my god, I died! I don't think I died as her.
There it is. The master virus.
Dude, what am I missing? It looks like I got every... Oh, we got the blue path. Oh. Oh, it's right here. Wow, there are so many enemies there. I couldn't even see that. Dang. I was so close to the end, y'all. It was right in my eye. It was right inside my eye. Me either. So I'm guessing it'll be the same for me, even though I gave more money. What? I was about to say, how many times I gotta shoot it? I love glitch. I mean, there's nothing we can do about that. I just have to slowly pay off stuff. Well, yeah. Glitch, finds a way. Yes.
Get down into the catacombs.
Yes, gold bolt. This is like when you're trick-or-treating and you cross the street for every house instead of going up one side and down the other. I'm feeling a little bit motion sick from the upside down 360 movement and all that jazz. I'm gonna make it so big on big. Oh, okay. I understand that. That's totally valid. Honestly, I had to make myself focus on like things that weren't moving that much while I was doing all that because it was bothering. It was a lot for me too. Music pack? It was just a music pack? Oh. Ooh, beautiful. All right, hold on. Oh, map offline?
Whoa. Is that the anomaly?
It is. This place is
Huge.
if you can I
Huge.
will be able to get inside and find that map.
Hey, Vortex, it says you don't have audio, so I guess if someone else can say hey and thank you. I did have a good week.
Gary, did we take a wrong turn? We're in a giant tube that smells like the underbelly of a snackful beast.
The aqueducts. There should be a trail of goo that leads to the catacombs. It's a byproduct of... it's not important.
The goo. Right.
Oh, okay. All right, well, yeah, thanks so much. I appreciate it. Hopefully you're doing well. All right. There's nothing around here. I'm not missing anything. I always feel like I'm missing something obvious, but I don't see anything, and I've run in circles for a few times. Yeah, I feel it.
We are getting closer.
Okay, I wanted to see... I feel like I'm missing something if I could stop like that. Hold up, can I turn?
We must stay on course.
Shush! Okay. Alright. Wait, so can I boost over there? Like, would I be able to, like, is there a secret if I boost? Hold up, there's raritanium. You gotta get that raritanium, baby! Alright. I think that's everything over here. Ah, so it was just an extra. Got you.
Come on, almost there.
Oh, sorry.
Excuse us.
Just drive through them, Ratchet.
Just drive through them, Ratchet. You're so annoying, Ratchet. Just do the stuff, Ratchet.
We made it. Hey, it's the monks.
Woo! Alright, hold on, let me close something. It keeps like opening up in the background, so freaking annoying. Alright, here we go. Alright. Enough sound effects for now. Oh, so you guys don't talk to me? Okay.
We're on it.
Hey! That's cute. That, by the way, is not cute. That ain't cute. That's ugly. That's ugly as hell.
You said it, pal. We gotta keep them away from the monks. If it means we will never have to see a bone goon again, I am happy
Wait a minute.
to assist.
Wait a ball. Is this endgame? Because I didn't even get to use some of my rare titanium yet. I'm just gonna use this till I have no more ammo. That did a good bit. I won't lie. Let's see how much this does.
You're right. The clicking is super creepy.
Ooh, not bad.
Ruined percussion instruments for me.
Why'd you turn your booty at me? They literally just gave me booty right there. How could you do that? Ow, who's shooting my eye? Oh, you guys. Go away. I don't like eyes getting shot. I think I need this.
Like bone creatures. Yeah, no.
These other dudes. Alright, so that's going on. Let's see.
Can't let the bone goons stop the monks.
I grabbed onto the freaking ledge. And I actually think I was playing this game like at a higher difficulty too, so I actually think I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I've died a few times, but for the most part I died because I kept trying to break the game. Alright, let's pull out, let's end it with the freaking minigun. Frick it. Aw, poor thing. Dead. A time-honored tradition. Beating a game without using the stuff you were saving for the hard part. That happens to me every time.
Proceed to the anomaly. Gotta go. Stay safe, guys.
Ratchet, Clank, we're planet side. Find the map yet?
I will retrieve the map as quickly as I can.
You got this, Bolt. We'll meet you down there.
I will retrieve it.
We're on our way out.
Now.
Already underground.
Dang it. I really don't want to miss anything in here, but I don't have a map, so I can't, like, check, so I have to, like, look around myself.
To the anomaly.
Clank, if you don't stop. I think that's what the point they were making. Ooh, I love this little mini game.
Ratchet does when he is stressed.
I don't know why I got so excited, but I do like this little mini game that they added for Clank.
Just take things one step at a time, like Gary said. Fix the anomaly, then grab the dimensional map.
It said shock. So that means probably less than you expect. Well, no, but... Why can't I pick this up? Oh, wrong button, that's why. Alright, wait, that was working. So does it have to stay there? I think that has to stay there. Yeah, that has to stay there so they can come here. Honestly, for... And then, okay, this one... ooh, this is interesting. I like the puzzles for this. It is cool. It is really cool. What's this one again? This is the ice... Oh, this is the ice one. Okay. I have this. Now they're getting pushed off over there. That's also not good. Alright, and we need one of those power things so they can zip through that. What's this one?
Why am I so nervous about this anomaly? Because the dimensions are close to completely collapsing and ending all life as I know it. Yes, that is a perfectly valid reason to be nervous.
Alright.
I know they are not real, but I feel like I should thank my possibilities for helping me learn about dimensionality.
What were you showing me there? I'm confused.
Clanks?
Oh, I see. I see. I see. Dang, dude. I saw that one fast as hell. Woo! How many more we got? Oh, this one looks hard as hell.
This knowledge, I feel like I am finally close to understanding everything.
You do? Because I don't, buddy.
Dimensions.
Oh, no. Oh, no. That's not good. That's bad. That's sad. That's sad. I can't remember how we destroyed these. I think that if they run fast, it destroys those. Oh, man. There's a lot here. There's a lot here. So it's an experiment. We'll see what this button does. This button turns that way. And I'm assuming this button will turn it this way. So whenever we need to use whatever's in there. I think that has the red thing in it. That has maybe ice in it. Okay. Interesting. What does this button do? Why does it stop me like that? It makes me think something's wrong. Alright, that does that. Interesting, interesting. So, the first one we have access to is this one. And this one also triggers something.
Hiding the dimensional map in an anomaly is
Oh, that turns it like that? Oh, man.
scary.
That's weird. Why would I need that? Oh, man, this is sus. Alright, so let's try this. Let's try seeing how we can get over there. So nope, wrong one. Let's see what happens. Like, does this break it? I can't remember if it does. No, it doesn't. Okay, that does not break that. And I'm assuming this doesn't break it either, like this way. No, they just fly over it and die. Okay. Good to know. Alright. I think it's the green thing that helps with that. Oh! I put that... I forgot that was right there. My bad. We can put that there. And then we're probably going to need to twist these to get whatever's hidden in there. Okay, so where are you guys automatically going right now? You guys are going... You guys are doing that. Alright, so I'm gonna press... Wait, no, you're pressing. You're pressing... Oh, no. Something sus. I can't have them pressing both of these. So I need to do something. I can make them go. No! Dang it, dang it. Ah, do something. I need them to not mess with that one, because that one turns that. Right? How the hell do I do that? All right, this one's actually got me. This one's actually confusing me. I won't lie. Do I make you not go over that? If I make you not go over that, that just means that those buttons become useless. I think you have to go here. Oh wait, I can put it here too. What is that? What good does that do? Oh, this is so weird. This is so weird. I'm assuming that's a glitch. I don't know. But alright. Alright, so he put you there. You said I got this? I don't got this, bro. I don't got this. Alright, so I think... Oh, okay. I need to get up there so I can grab... Oh, I need that green thing. Oh, okay, so I think if I take that off and then let them stop doing all this, then I'm gonna try to get up on top of that. If I can do it in enough time. Can I? Okay, there we go. And then, now that I'm on top of here... the green one is what breaks those things. That's what I forgot, so my bad. I need... Alright, so I think we can just take both of them now. For the time being. And now we can break open these. Alright, so... Because we have the green ball, which makes them go faster, so... Let's open up this one first. I didn't see that green ball over there. I don't know why I didn't even look for it. Okay, then... This one... This booty eye. These are fun now. Oh. Oh. I see. That's probably why they put 2 here, huh? Alright. So, I need... Since that's up higher, you guys need to jump up there. But when you jump up there, you need to also be green. How do I switch to the other one again? Uh-oh. How do I... Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, wait, wrong one. I always do the freaking wrong one. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we got that. Let's take all of them. What? Are you serious? It won't let me grab it from there? Oh, I forgot. You have to freaking go... Okay, game. Alright. I have to go up there myself. Hold up. Oops. That is not the right order. That is the backwards order. That was the opposite of what I needed. If you don't stop trolling... Wait, no. Did I just do the same thing again? Oh my god. Please stop being bad. Please. There we go. Holy balls, man. Brain works very well, as y'all can see. Incredible. Alright. Then we can grab this ice one. Oops, I did not mean to put that in there. Alright, so now I think this part of it's done. So what I need to do now is... Let's see. Do I want to slow them down when we're doing this? I know I want them to jump. So I know I need this here. But I don't know what I need to put before that. Because I think we might need to put something before that. In order to trigger what I kind of want to get going on here. I don't want them to come over here. So if they go on... Oh, okay. I see. Alright. No, what? Oh, okay, it is working. Okay, I was about to say... Those confused me at first. I was about to get pissed. like, what the hell? So I want them to come over like this, but then I need to put something over there so they don't die on that. I can't remember what kills that. Oh, I think it's the ice. I think it's the ice thing that makes those stop. Alright, so we got that far. So we know how to do this part, but I need to remove these real quick so that I can get back over there. I think how we did that last time is we just put the, we just put this one there. And then they're gonna trigger that, and I can jump on this. And I think, okay, so this end comes this way. Okay, so what is it that turns this off? Is it this? Is it the ice one? Dude, how do I get the ice one? Here we go. No. Okay, good to know. Good to know. It is not that one. Alright. I remember there was something about that. Oh. Oh, okay, I see. Did they want me to do it? Do they want me to do it like... How do I keep going to the wrong one. Holy frick. They want you to do this? Like, can they jump over that? Will that get them high enough? It might. Alright, let's see what happens with that. I don't know. I thought you would use something else, but I don't have what I thought you used to use to trigger that way. Alright, no. So we still want that there, but then we put this here. Oh, that is what they wanted you... No, it's not. Okay, no, it is not. They are literally falling right into it. They're literally falling right in. I thought they were making it over. They are not making it over. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Can I put something... Can I put something on that and I just didn't realize it? I can't remember if I can. How do I get to it? Where's the ice one? Here we go. Oh, yeah, you can. Okay, okay. I knew that you could do something to lower it, but I couldn't remember what it was. I didn't know I could just put that right on there. That's my fault. I forgot. Alright, that should work. Now we're good. Now we're good. I forgot about that. I knew you could do something with those spikes, but I couldn't remember what it was. These are fun, even if I might be bad. These are fun. I like them a lot. Alright. Usually there's 3, so this is probably the last one.
Puzzle. The knowledge is tickling the back of my mind.
Oh, that knowledge! Okay, so this time we're gonna have an electric one. As we can see. This time we have ice, we have the speed. We have to have the electric one because there's a wire here. Is there something up there? Oh, there's, oh yeah, I said ice. Yeah, ice, speed. There's gonna be an electric one somewhere. I don't see it right now. Oh, there it is. I don't see it right now, right in front of my face.
This should keep the energy up.
How do I trigger this again? I put it in there, and then how do I go? Oh, I just literally walk to it. Okay, got you. Alright.
This is where Ratchet would tell himself to take a deep breath. I must keep in mind that I have gotten this far, and statistically speaking, I am just as likely to succeed now. I have accomplished a great deal since arriving in this dimension. I will continue to do so. This anomaly will not stop me.
Okay, so which ones are we working with right now? What the? What are you doing? That was so weird. He needed milk. I don't know what that was about. Anyway, this is gonna come back up. Alright? Oh no. They don't stand on it long enough? Oh, that's why. I keep not switching to them right. Holy frick. Wait, that didn't work either? Oh, wait. Did I put it there? No. What is happening? Something's changing. It's not enough. It isn't the same, but it is enough. Okay, what are you guys actually doing? It looks like it's supposed to go back up again, and then it just doesn't. What the hell? Alright, let's take all of you guys again. Hold up. You gotta be stroking me. I swear to God, it wasn't doing that. I thought it... You know, sometimes I just want booty eye, and I just want it to be nice to me. And it's never nice to me. It's always so freaking rude. Alright, here we go. I had it backwards in my head, okay? It was just backwards, and I feel like a booty eye. There we go. There we go. Okay, good job. Good job, brain. You did the thing. You did the thingity thing. Not backwards. Whoa, what the hell? Dude! How the frick you get over there? This is sus as all hell. Alright, so... we have a lot of balls right now. We have a whole lot of balls. And it's looking like we are going... I can't tell... where is that floating over? Is that floating over... that's over this, right? It's right here? Because, like, I thought maybe I could put the jumpy thing there and there'd go up to that, but I don't think there's enough room for that. If I understand correctly. Let's just take everything right now and... oops. That was not... no, that was not what I wanted. Thank you. Let's see what happens if I do that. I'm just curious. It probably won't work. I don't think it lines up. But I'm just curious. Oops. Wrong thing. Let me put that here. I keep mixing them up, I swear to God. Oh, the problem is you can't get over here without that. That's why I need that. So I gotta figure out how I get that. Does this line up with this, though? This looks like it does. But then there's a fan that way. My dyscalculia brain is not having a good time figuring out where that piece of thing is in the air, in retrospect to where I am. Because they go over here. If I have something that's making them go really fast, where do they end up? If you're going really fast... oh, you do make it up there. See, I didn't think that that was possible. That looked way too high. Apparently it's not. Alright, so... since that works that way... I probably gotta put this here so that they can go across to there. Alright? That is not doing that. Okay, that is not what I wanted that to be. Alright, what about this? That is also not what I wanted. What the hell? Oh, I think that's right, but I have to turn something. Something's... They're going the wrong way. They're going up here. I gotta see what's up there myself, so... Hold on. I'm gonna do the same thing they're doing. I think it works on me, too. Alright. Alright. Oh, the fan is blowing you. Okay, yeah. The fan is pushing you. It looks like you don't have to go to the fan. Why are you going to the fan? Alright. So now we got all of them. Alright. I feel like... I think with the fan you wanna use the code. The code is supposed to help with the fan. And I think that prevents them from getting stuck there. So I can try to put that there. Yeah, so then they drop down. No! What? Oh, my ball. I hit the wrong one. I think this is right. Okay, there we go. I don't know how bad I am, but I'm hoping I'm not that bad.
And we are about to get the dimensional map too.
Dimensional map?
Finally going our way. Ratchet, I
Did it! Hooray! Now hand it here so I don't have to send your friend's head to Torren 4. Don't worry, I'll be hosting a viewing party of my victories.
Dang it, Nefarious is a dick.
We gotta... Run. Run? This is our last
Run.
chance to stop him. Sorry. You. It was you.
Aw. No, that was the whole point. She had told her the story of what happened to her arm, and then she knew that that was her. What the hell? Okay, that was not how I was expecting that to go. That just got 10 times worse than it was before. So the game can't be over yet. That's so bad. But yeah, basically Kit told the story. Like, I think Rivet told the story of how she lost her arm, right? She said it was this big robot, whatever, blah, blah. But when Kit heard that, they're like, oh, that's me. That was me. Because remember, Kit's whole story is they lose control in that state sometimes. So that was one of those instances where she lost control and hurt somebody. But she didn't know how to tell Rivet that until then, where she turned into that right in front of her, and then she finds out. But it seems like she has a little bit more control now, because she switched to it there and still looked back at Rivet and looked okay, so... It makes me think that she's going to be able to control her powers now, I guess, type thing.
Processing center should be just up ahead. Please still be there, guys.
Oh, frick. I should probably answer some questions. I didn't answer any questions. I don't know if anyone's still here who asked them, but anyway. Are you straight? No. Very, very unique question. I wasn't expecting that one, honestly. But yeah, no. I don't really like, it's weird. I have this weird relationship with labels. I don't like labels too much because I think that they just overcomplicate things. But I also think that labels are good because it can give you a sense of community and you don't feel as alone in life, you know? But for me, that's definitely not a label I feel like I identify with anymore. I kind of picked up on bi. I felt like that was okay label, and then it's like I just stopped caring as much. I don't really go around saying that or talking about that. If someone asks, I can talk about it, but it's not really something I'm like, oh yeah. Yeah, it's not like, bi icon, hey. Like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I talk about it. People want to talk about it. I'm an open book. Like, literally, you can ask me anything and I talk about it. But that's just not something I make a big deal about. But if you like to go around saying, hey, I'm bi. Honestly, I feel like I'm more interested in the polyamorous aspect of myself. That's more interesting than me. In general. Okay, we'll look at 2. Do you have any cute friends for me? What does that even mean? Does that mean that I'm cute, or does that mean that you think I know cute people? Because I'm gonna have to let you down because I don't really know that many people regardless. But that was funny. I like that. I like that. That was good. I do not. Ooh. I see you. I almost missed you. Where's that lady with the gun? I need to upgrade my weapons. I've been getting some raritanium up in this ish. I don't know if I'm gonna finish this today, y'all. Looks like there's a lot left. I might finish it next time. Oh, that's scary. They want to... I'm a cute friend. Ooh. I mean, I don't know. I don't really understand that type of question because to me... I guess maybe they're saying they like your personality. So if you have friends that are like you, they're probably like them too, you know? Maybe that's what it is. But yeah, obviously, you know, Hangman, you know, you're open to that, but and Whip is not closed to that. Cuz we're polyamorous. But, I don't think that's really anyone's focus right now. At least anyone that I know. Because I've met some polyamorous people. Ooh, nice. Just what we needed. I've met some polyamorous people since I've been polyamorous, and even they're at a point where they're pretty settled, you know? Okay, so I'm assuming that's going to be all the weapons. So basically, I'm just going to buy the code snap, but we're not going to really upgrade any of it. But then we're just going to focus on upgrading everything else we have. So the things I like to use... Ooh, we haven't been using this.
Boost that bad boy.
Okay, I do like this sniper, but it has, like, no frickin' ammo. Weak point, hits additional damage. And we're almost running out of raritanium, so I'm kind of scared. I don't want to go too hard on something like this that I might not use that much.
Level this bad gal up for access to more upgrades.
What did this one? Additional hound. Ooh, that's kind of cool, but I don't know if I want to use all that on that. Oh, I wanted to look at the minigun. Decrease the time it takes to spin up. Okay, that's probably nice. That's probably worth it. I mean, that weapon's pretty freaking good if I'm being for reals. So our unlock that. I've literally met no one else who's polyamorous other than you two. I'm getting very discouraged. I just found people on apps, but I know you use apps, but I just find other people on apps. That's literally the only place I've found anybody who's polyamorous. I find other people on apps, and then, you know, we talk, and then I ask them questions about it. So, like, I know someone who's polyamorous, and, like, you know, they're living with one partner, but they have, I think they have other partners, and, you know, different relationship dynamics and stuff like that. And it's interesting to learn from them, like how their experience has been, because it's like it was a little bit different than what I was going through. So I just try to learn from other people. But a lot of the people I end up talking to, they don't seem to be polyamorous. That's what I'm noticing. Like, there's this dude who messages me. Excuse me. Who messages me a lot from, like, one of these apps I use. And, I think he's just looking for friends. So it's like, okay, we can talk and stuff, but there's nothing really gonna evolve from there. Romantically, obviously. There's a lot of people like that on these apps, which is very interesting. Because, you would think that, I don't know, that just wouldn't be... Wait, where is that thing? Oh, here it is. Oh, I didn't know I did that much of it. No wonder. Okay, I guess I can put a little bit more into this. All these weapons are pretty well upgraded. I don't know if I need to max all of them. So I might actually just put it into this one, because that's actually pretty good. This weapon does come out with a clutch every once in a while.
Ooh, now look at that. Welcome to Ms. Zircons.
I don't really care about the cold snap, but I just wanted to have something. I wanted to have all the weapons, but my favorite ones, I want to try to get Glove of Doom to 5. And then see if we can get Headhunter and Black Hole Storm to 5. I think everything else I use is closer. Oh, Bombardier, that one's not really that close. But I think I have that one fully upgraded at the point, so I need to just start using it more. Let me just, speaking of that, let me just pull it out as much as I can. Do it right now. It's so strong, so like, it just kills everything, and I just don't need it. And then the other downside is that it runs out of ammo, like, really quick. Is there something in here? Wait, is that different than the one I just came from? Oh, this one's different. Dang. See, that took that thing out all on its own. Just one of them. Give me that Raritanium! Okay, since it just gave me a whole bunch, I kind of want to go back and see if I can add something to something real quick. Alright, here we go. We can do that real quick. Let's look at the sniper again. Now that I just got those, I might just upgrade everything in there. And then I also wanted to look at... Enhancements incoming! I think I did have everything for that other one, right? Yeah, like everything is already filled out for this one. So I need to wait for it to level up if I want to do more of it. So we'll leave that for now. It's weird, though, because I live where almost 60% of our population is, so you'd figure the odds would be in my favor. You're probably just not running into them. I'm pretty sure they're there. Like, to be fair, being polyamorous is still, like, not really widely accepted. So it's not going to be something that a lot of people are very open about, unfortunately. Only in spaces where people talk about being polyamorous openly, or people are going to talk about being polyamorous openly. So I feel like it's something that you're just not... Someone could easily be that and you just have no idea. You're just not going to know. It's just not something that people talk about openly as much anymore. I mean, not anymore at all, because it just never... Oops. Wow, that was bad. Because it just never was something that was... Stop missing! Yike! Dang it, ran out of ammo already.
Security gate. That's new. I have to improvise.
Give me ammo!
Since when did they lock the processing center?
There we go. To be honest, Heyman, how often do you like go out and talk to people and go to events and stuff? See, look, I don't even do that a lot, but everybody that I've met is because I was brave enough to go out somewhere. So like, I haven't really met a lot of the people that are polyamorous from just online stuff. That just doesn't happen for me. Almost everybody who I've learned more about to the point where I know that about them, it's because I've we've done something in person at some point. Or I met them through doing something in person with somebody else or something like that, you know? What type of stuff do you go to? Oh, why somebody no help me. Sorry. I don't like water things and that made me mess up.
Bubbles, shouldn't you be in our Dolus?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Can I be in here? Dude, I'm missing so much ish. No, what the ball? What the hell? That was so weird.
That's new.
Why did I hit that?
Bubbles, shouldn't you be in our Dolus?
What the? Okay, now we're going back in here.
Almost there. Come on, guys. Please, still be down here.
Skating where? Like skating how? Like ice skating? Or like... I just realized how skating is just like... It means way too much. Honestly, I would like to go ice skating again. Ice skating is one of those things where I did it and it was actually like really, really easy for me to do from the beginning. And I don't know how. Yes! See, I don't want to hit triangle if it makes me drop, if there's more up here that I can get. So I'm just gonna try not to drop for as long as I can. I almost just fell. Y'all, okay. That would have been so awkward and I would have cried, probably. Alright. Let me see what this triangle does. I'm just curious.
There's Clank, but I don't see Ratchet.
Oh, okay. So that's telling me where Clank and Ratchet are. So we're just looking. Okay.
Bro, this bounty ain't worth it. We gotta break out of here. Dude, your biceps would never...
Yeah, that's fair, Hangman. It was like, remember how I told you, like, when I first got my training wheels off of my bike, I just, like, went, like, I just booked it down, like, a hill, bombed that hill at my original house. That's almost like what ice skating was like for me, where, like, I didn't have to have any time to, like, adjust to the circumstances. I just went for it and was fine. Like, I just... Like, everyone was like, no, you gotta make sure you go slow when you start out ice skating, alright? Don't just run into it. But me being a dumb hoe I just flew out into the ice, and somehow I was perfectly fine. So... I don't know if that would still be the case, because I feel like I'm way more clumsy than I used to be. But that definitely did happen. That definitely did occur for me. Is this down? Okay, that's down. Let me make sure this... Where's this one? Down. Okay, where's this bolt? Down. Okay, all of these are down. So I think we got all the raritanium on this level. So we can drop down now. looks just like that. Hey, not Clanks.
Yo, we decided to like stop killing you. Mind letting us out? She's thinking about it. You'd best.
Yo, what's up, Nugget? How you doing?
Not a chance. Have you seen someone who looks like me? No?
Have you seen someone that looks like Booty Eye? You came in here with the booty eye, so I had to say something with the booty eye. It was just the way it had to be.
I've got you, Bolts.
Eee! Wrecked. Who says you should use snipers like snipers? You should just use them like a shotgun. You all know that's how this should work. Something's making me anxious though, because I don't know. It's in here? Oh, my bad. I didn't even do anything. Sometimes just running is a better idea, especially with skating, because if you go slow with skating due to how slippery the ice is, you'll be a lot more balanced and likely to fall. Oh, I remember that dude. I think that's literally what happened to me then, Hangman, because I just went out there and just flew through the ice and didn't fall or anything. And I don't think I fell that whole session.
Thank you. They took Ratchet and Kit through that.
And like I said, that's probably not going to be persistent.
Security.
We'll catch up to them. And, I'm glad you're all right, Clay.
You too.
Dang, that thing's so good, but I don't know if I can get it to level up. It's only at level 2. I feel like it hasn't even moved. Then I also want to make sure I'm using that. Okay, so we got some raritanium. I want to make sure I don't miss this one. Oh. It's like, game? What's going on? Oh, that's a video. I was like, what the frick?
Look, there they are.
And there they go.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Now let's go boat, though. Yeah.
So shiny.
I think it's a good workout no matter what. It's like skateboarding, where if you go ice skating, you're going to be using a lot more muscles than you realize. So you're going to feel that, you know? You're going to feel that the next day, no matter what. There ain't no avoiding it. I don't think it's possible to not get a workout from something that your body has never done. The thing is, the more you do it, you might get more confident, but at the same time, the more used to something your body gets, the less likely you are to really benefit from the workout, because your body's kind of adjusts to it, so you don't burn as many calories. So like for me, since I've been doing so much boxing is going to become harder for me to, you know, burn as many calories, because I'm going to have to really increase the intensity for it to be more challenging. And that's the whole concept behind progressive overload. It's not like you just plateau and you can't ever make progress and you just suck because you did it before. But the more you do something, your body adjusts to, ow, your body adjusts to it and gets used to that activity, and it doesn't need to work as hard to do the same things that you used to do, because now it's used to it, now it's adapting. You know, that's how you become more athletic, because your body is able to adapt to those situations much better, or much more efficiently.
The transfer center is open.
telling people that? Hey, look, bro. Our follow list has been going up a lot slower, so I think you're good. You'll be good for a while, bro.
There was a lot of chaos.
Dang, this thing is good. You seriously want to change it to something else? I mean, we can change it. What I really need is for you to not commit to that if you feel like you might change it. But yes, I'm open to changing it if you want.
The Emperor.
Hello, prisoner. Please return to your...
Uh-oh. No ammo. Frick. Oh, well, that leveled up at least. So we almost got that one up too. Where are they going? What the hell? Why are they just walking away? Is that like the limit in the code? Like you can't... I don't know what that was about. That was kind of weird. Kind of sus. Alright, so we got to start using some of our other weapons now. Oops. Or you can just miss. That's okay too, I guess.
Priority? That must mean Ratchet and Kit.
Can't let them get any deeper into the prison.
I need veritanium! Ow, my balls! All right, let's pull out. Do we have more ammo? Yeah. Oh no, frick. Ooh, look at that. Nice teeth. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss any of this stuff, so that's why I'm marking it as I go through. But we seem to be getting it all. We seem to be doing that. Oh, I did not know there was going to be more of you. Welcome to the party! Don't you love dying? I do. Except I'm not the one dying. All right. But yeah, if you can find something else that's interesting that we can do it. The thing is, nowadays, I'm more open to way more things on stream. So like, even if we did like an in real life stream or a challenge like that and made it like a longer event, I'll be down for that too, honestly.
Deactivated the bridge.
They must have manual
I'm now
controls
thinking
as
of
backup.
ways that we can... I didn't see that bomb until it was too late. I'm now thinking of ways that I could stream. Like, let's say like we wanted to have a stream where we're like over here or something. I'm thinking of ways to how I could stream that and how I would make that work. I don't pull out till the dead is done. Oh, deed is done. I said dead. Oh my gosh.
Not right now.
I do not mean to rush you, but Ratchet and Kit are about to be moved.
All right, what am I gonna use on you? Let's try this because now we got two coming out. Ah, my ice cubes! What are you doing? Oh my stabadoo-badoo. Hold up, I can't eat my booty eye. You're too much in my balls. All right, let's try this a little bit. No, I did. Frick you. All right, hold up. Let's try it. What? I jumped, you ball. Is your sensitive spot your head? I didn't see any pinata. Oh, confetti, my bad. Well, you did anyway, so it don't matter. Ha ha, dick.
Okay, let's get him.
Onto their cell.
Oh, give me that veritanium.
Rivet? Clank! How did you...
I know my way around. Are you okay?
We're fine! Trying to escape! Somehow!
Don't worry.
I'm afraid of heights. This is why I don't watch you. Whoa! Y'all see what I see? Do you see what I see? It's veritanium. Yum, yum, yum.
Oh dear.
That was a lot of veritanium in one spot. That was very beautiful. Thank you, game. I needed that. Put full volume speakers, coward. Look, bro. I don't know. I just say random crap. I mean, if y'all watch me longer than 5 minutes, you gotta be kind of sus. So you gotta accept that there's gonna be weirdness.
You may be able to use your hammer to override the locks.
Okay. I like throwing hammers. All right.
Can't lose sight of their cell.
I will keep an eye on it.
Don't worry, Bolt. We'll save them.
Wait, let me snipe some booty eye. Hold up.
We'll search for a way forward.
Oh, frick. I didn't see you there. Woo! Headhunter level 2. Nice. Yeah, they're probably prepping you for final boss, but it's like, I honestly have leveled up a lot of the weapons I care the most about, so I'm pretty good. I just wanted to try and get these last few weapons, but like, man, they're hard to level up. Like the Bombardier, I barely get enough ammo for it, so I barely get a chance to use it. And then this one I've been actually making a lot of progress with, so the minigun might be able to get max before the end. I also wanted to do the Glove of Doom. That's close to 5, so I could maybe get that there. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know how much of the game is left. But what I do know... Oh my lord! Hole puncher! See, I'm already out of ammo with that. Sag. Alright, here we go. Wait, what's the fire challenge? You said let's do the fire challenge? What's that? Alright, sorry. I reacted to that really late. So I'm guessing we have to go one path at a time? Okay. No, okay? No, not one of those challenges where people actually are really hurting themselves because they're making themselves do the most ridiculous crap.
Don't thank us yet. We need to power down these cells. Which means a visit to the warden's office.
If you want to think of a real life challenge that me and you can do, or all three of us can do, I'm open to that.
How exciting!
Ay, looking good. I didn't even see it yet, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But let's go in there and look. Oh, that was this. Right? This itch looks successful. We gotta change that color. Hold up. All right, there we go. Dang, girl, looking good. All right, is there anything else in here? What? Oh, wait a minute.
Ooh, there's no junk here. How am I supposed to liven up this place?
What? What? Okay, so I'm assuming when I unlock all of it, I'll be able to get in some of these.
Hey, they be planning a jailbreak. We can help.
Hang tight.
All right, so since that's what's happening, I'm gonna snipe somebody right in the booty eye. How did that? Oh man, that was bad. Okay, then we're also gonna do this. Come on, Glove of Doom, level up.
That door to the back there should lead to a loading platform.
Is there something I'm missing in here? Like, or do I have to make sure I come back? I probably have to just come back once I open everything. I should cancel my own charge to get my own plan. It seems much cheaper. Is it? I mean, there are cheaper options. Like, ooh, game, you're just giving me so much moisture lately. Keep it a little bit appropriate, please. It's not really a hassle, because I remember I had to start trying to do that because I was getting cucked. Oh, what the hell? Let me upgrade some stuff. What am I doing? Okay, hold up. All right, folks. Glove of Doom. Let's see what we want to do here. We have increased agent speed. Sure. What's this? Additional agent comes of. Sure. Let's max. Let's finish this one out like this. Then we're gonna stop with that. I still can't. Wait, I thought this leveled up. It really didn't level up. Oh my frick. Okay, this one did. So what's this one? Increase how slowly. Ooh, ammo. Okay, we need to get this, period. More ammo for this is necessary. What is this? This increases max ammo, but I don't know if I want to spend all that on it. All right, so I don't really think there's anything I can use it on that I can use it on. Defeating enemies reduces the weapon heat. I mean, that could be good, so I can do that. Increase max ammo. It's actually kind of worth. All right. I think we have all the weapons I use the most upgraded to the points where I want them. I really want this one to level up more, but I just can't seem to get it to that point just yet. So we're stopped there for now. Some pretty nice upgrades. Man, there's stuff all over the place. What the hell? Who's growling? Fuck, then Cecil. Alright, so we can't go this way. I want to look at over here real quick. I see some raritanium. You know what? Sniper's pretty good, I won't lie.
Be careful. That is a
Girl, we getting the raritanium. I don't know what kind of platforming you talking about. Girl! Alright. Ooh, where's that? Where's that? Oh, it's in here. Let's do that. How? Well, we'll talk about that later, bro. I gotta do my taxes too, so we can cry together. It's okay. It's my party and I cry if I want to. Cry if I want to. Cry if I want to. You would cry too if it happened to you. How do you boost again? How do I boost? What the hell? Yes, but what does that form mean? You would cry too if it happened to you. I didn't mean to use my sniper. What the hell? Alright, hold up. Hold up. Did not mean to shoot that either. Where am I supposed to go? Am I supposed to try to hit? Am I supposed to try to hit like these? Yeah, I don't think I don't get enough height. Even if I make sure I max it, I think. Stop shooting! Frick. Is there something I'm missing? Anywhere, anywhere. Wait, what was that excuse? Oh, okay. Nobody say a word. Nobody say a word. I just realized what I was supposed to do. Nobody say anything. I didn't see it, alright? Oh, frick. Okay. I did not mean to do that. Wait, can I make that? Yeah, I can make that. What am I talking about? Okay, we finished that. I still don't. I'm assuming if I open up whatever this is, I should be able to go back. I'm hoping. Because I really want to get those items over there. She put her there.
Go from there.
Be careful. That is a long way down. I should have realized how impacted you were by what
I thought I could hit the thingy, alright?
could ever forgive her. Perhaps you should.
I don't know. That won't stop me from saving her. Through that open access hatch.
Things are very pretty over here. But did I miss anything? I better not be missing it.
Please do not hurt me. I am only following Emperor's orders. Just stay out of my way.
Oh, that's even lower than I thought. What about the bolt? Woo! Alright, I'll ask one more question for now, because I'm getting, like, really into this game, so it's hard for me to focus on these questions. How many hours of sleep you get last night? I'm hoping, like, 8 hours. 7 to 8 hours. Yo, thank you so much, Whiskey Scoobs. Thank you so much for the bits and spreading love. Appreciate it. I hope you have a great day as well. All right. I feel like I have to be missing something in here. Is there really nothing for me to get in here? Ugh. I hope that I got 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I think that's what I need. I used to try to live off of 5 hours. It did not work well for me whatsoever. So I think 7 or 8 is the sweet spot for me. I tried 6 too. I was just too tired. My body already has fatigue issues, so that wasn't helping.
Ratchet's in the IP cell, isn't he?
Yes.
You are a fool for underestimating me. Witness my power.
Oops. No one saw that. No one saw that either. No one saw that. No one saw that either. Alright, hold up. Throw this one. Throw this one. No, we're out? Dang it.
We have seen enough.
All right. All right, so you're gonna throw all this at us. So I'm gonna throw out Miss Fun Guy and Glove of Doom. Hopefully, get the last few levels. Pick up this ammo. Dang, y'all wrecked. Oh, I didn't see that guy. I'm guessing you guys can't attack that because of range. So... let's see. Oops, that is not how you aim. Alright, y'all. Time to get to work. Ow! Oh, I didn't see that. Thought I was behind cover. Oh. That was sad. walked out right when it was there. Are you kidding?
Look rather painful. We need to return to Ratchet and Kid before it is too late.
Yeah, just have to get out of here.
Yeah, just give me a second. Just looking around for stuff. Make sure I didn't miss nothing.
How do we get out?
Maybe that window leads somewhere.
Oh, frick. Maybe that window leads somewhere? What are you talking about? You mean down here? Oh.
You are going to love this! Wrecking fire inbound!
I slippity-d. If only I had sniper ammo, I would take that free kill. Oh, this is that room that we saw before. Nice. Wait. What?
It would appear we have new allies.
Sure. And in the meantime, I'm just gonna throw these guys down here as I go get this rare titanium.
To maximum security.
I will start developing a plan B.
Catch up to their cell faster before they're locked away in the depths of prison indefinitely.
Nice, we got it level 5. Dope.
Or a plan C, perhaps.
Hello.
Yay! Okay, let's see what this gold bolt gives us. Oops, wrong menu. We can check the armor too, whatever that new one was. I must have missed it. Oh, it was this. What is this? Oh, you thick as hell with this on. Looking like Mega Man up in this ish. Not really. Is that all the collectibles? Okay, I just had to make sure I had all the collectibles. Now we're gonna go back over to this lady. If it lets me. Does it let me? No, it doesn't. Okay, never mind. I'm very confused as to who's an actual bad guy. I think these are bad guys. Yay! Level 2 though. Yikes.
Keep that cell in sight.
Nice. Whoa! What the hell? That looks so weird. Did I just shoot its hair?
We'll need to find a way back up.
Perhaps we can use that rift tether to get us up to that.
No, I don't want to use the rift. Frick you.
Lucky shot.
Oh, guys, the game.
Nano tech would assist you.
Game.
Keep that cell in sight.
The game just punished me for being moist. I don't appreciate it. Oops, I missed. This animation, that animation just confused the hell out of me. I don't know why.
We'll need to find a way back up.
Perhaps we can use that rift tether to get us up to that platform.
Okay, which direction do you want me to go, game? Because you kind of just cucked my ball sack. Oh.
Up ahead! We can jump to that maximum security platform from there!
Uh. Give me bolts! Alright, I try to make sure I don't miss anything in this area. This area is big as hell.
That console! If we override it, maybe we can slow them down!
Return to your cell, or you will be banned from weight room access for 10 cycles.
Oh no, not one of these douchers. No, I'm an ammo! Frick. Wait, they died that fast? Holy frick, okay. Wait a minute, am I missing any booty eye up in here?
Finally! We're gonna get you out of here. There has to be a way to stop your cellar.
I will not allow you to escape the Emperor's glorious punishment. My glorious punishment.
Dang, she looked dope as hell like that. Dang, girl!
Come on, kid, say something! Really? Because you...
Rivet. Warning. Riot in progress. Fuel gas protocol activated. Oh no! The room is filling with gas!
Hold your breath!
Ratchet, quickly, get us out of here. Hit those buttons to open the door.
I don't want to. I don't want to open the door. I don't want to get out of here. Did I just miss? Can you? Are you trolling? Oh, I was too far away. Okay, I was about to say, what the ball?
It's all falling apart! It's like the dimensions! I thought Kid was my
Oh,
friend!
I thought I died. Okay.
Liar, pants on fire!
She seems to deeply regret it. Now keep moving.
Maybe!
What? Who changed the camera? That was so weird. Try to make sure I'm not missing nothing.
We're not gonna make
Tether onto that
it.
rib.
Dude, what? What is her problem? The gas getting to her.
Their cell. It went outside. There, quickly. We must slingshot onto that evacuation platform.
Okay, this actually does feel like endgame now. So I might just beat it. What? You gotta suck my eye like that. Alright, alright.
If they get away, we may lose them entirely.
I'm trying! Can't you see I'm trying really hard?
Really want to see them go.
Oh, frick. Oh, I can't move. I need health. I need ammo. I need balls. Oh yeah, this better level up to level 5 up in here. Come on. Up in here. Ah! Ow! Okay, I saw that. Dang, you know that hurt. You know that hurt your insides. Ooh, what's over here? That's it? Oh, I see y'all. I see y'all. Hold up. There we go. Where'd the other one go? Oh, there you are.
How many troopers did these guys have?
Too many.
Alright, alright. Probably shouldn't have used the sniper for that, but whatever. We're gonna explore this whole area. Get as many bolts as I can and ammo. Okay, that's minigun ammo. Minigun's almost to 5. Oh, I thought there were more bolts over there. Trying to get all these bolts.
I have it in my sight.
Wait, can I just farm here? Like, are y'all gonna just keep spawning?
That was all of them.
Nah, dang it.
Not quite.
Not quite, huh? Ow, my ice. Ah. Damn, I wish I could flip like that. What? I was in the ball sack. Dude. I think I'm doing pretty good. Oh, no, not you guys. You guys suck balls. He hit my moisturizer. Oh no, he hit again. He hit my moisturizer again. Oh no. Ah, moisturize me.
Careful.
Okay, I didn't realize I ran out of ammo. Help me. Heal me. Where homie bro at? Oh, frick. You moving around. You getting sus out here. All right. Is that your face? Where'd you go? The hell? Oh, you're over there. Stop hiding behind Ish. You dick. Come on, y'all, kill him! Y'all not gonna do enough, are you? What are you shooting at? Okay, that was weird, because for a while, it was not shooting at it. That was weird. So let's just hit you. No! Ah, frick, I thought it couldn't hit me there. No, not that, you ball. No ammo? Dang it. Give me ammo!
Quickly, use that crank to pull the cell back toward us.
Use what? Oh. Okay, I wasn't sure if I was doing that wrong or if it's just supposed to take long as hell.
Someone call for backup?
Yo!
Thanks for the save. Kit, are you...
Give us a minute.
We'll meet you at the ship.
Told me I should try to forgive you. I am going back to Savali. I never should have.
Wait! You're just gonna hide again? Now?
I am very... Truly, I am sorry, Rivet. For everything. I am not a good partner.
Well, maybe you could be. If you'd stopped to help me that night instead of running away, things could have been different. Or if you just told the truth, maybe...
Why do none of you understand? I am broken. I will always be broken.
Fine. Go hide. We have a universe to save. Universes, whatever. I don't need a partner anyway.
Wait, where's Kit?
She's not coming.
But...
Pussy! I'm just kidding. You know what? This might actually be a good place to stop. Yeah, that went extremely well. I've learned a lot about socializing from that one.
Kit should be here.
She didn't want to be.
Only because she thinks she's dangerous.
And maybe she is.
So you're just gonna give up on her? Because you're afraid?
Says the big hero who's too scared to look for the other Lombaxes? At least my fear makes sense. Sorry.
Sorry.
They turned into me. Oh my god. That was incredible. Incredible, like, writing right there. They turned into me. Dang.
You're all okay! Oh, thank goodness. We were so worried.
They can't stop us that easily.
What took you all so long? Hey, I think I know how we can find the Emperor. When you're ready to take the fight to him, come talk to me.
Oh, so is this like their way of saying go back and do whatever you want and then we fight the boss? Is that kind of like what this is?
I don't think the dimensions can take much more.
Yeah, okay. Well, since that is what this is, I'll probably stop here, but I do want to actually go here to upgrade the weapons. I guess we'll finish it next time. I want to try to go... What I want to do when I come back is try to go back and get more things if I can. Like, I think there was a lot of stuff that I missed, and if there's a way I can get to them, I would like to try it. But, and hopefully in the process, level things up a bit more. We did get this one to level, so I can put some on here. And that just gave us 2 drones can be deployed simultaneously. And we're probably not gonna... I don't know how much we're gonna have there, so I might just leave it at that for now. How is there, like, nothing for ammo, really? Like, none of these are, like, extra ammo. It's unfortunate. Anyways. We got the... we maxed, the bomb... The doom eggs, yeah. There's nothing really interesting here either, it looks like. Increases the radius of explosion after they expire. Was there anything in the Peacemaker I wanted? Increase micro rocket count by 1. Increase micro rocket... I mean, this is kind of cool, but I think when I go back and try to get as much Veritanium as I can... That's when I'm gonna decide, like, where do I want to put, like, the last bit of this stuff, you know? Oh, this gives me more ammo, though, so that's actually probably worth going towards, but we'll see. I want to make sure I put enough into the weapons that I use and care about the most. So... Oh, yeah, I forgot, we got the... Did this get the 5? Oh, no, it didn't get all the way to 5. Remember that whole area in the beginning of the game? I didn't even get all the Raritanium there. We're gonna do that just to make that look cute. And yeah, we can stop with that. I'm gonna go back and try to get more whatever I missed in the game as much as I can get, and then from there we can finish up the game. Oh! I can't believe I just did that. I thought I could walk there. Alright, yeah, on that note, it's a great time to stop. I guess it's good that we're stopping. It's for the best. Because I just walked off. Wait, did I ever see rendering modes pack 2? These look like the same as the last one. What do you mean? Oh my god! Never mind, that's terrible. Help! Dude, why are these retros packs so bad? Who the hell is gonna use that? Mirror mode can be turned on, so that's interesting. What's home movie? Dude! How can you even see? You can't even see with that crap on. Oh, hell no. Y'all sus as hell for this one. Oops. How is this different than the Nior? Or whatever you, however you say that freaking word that I never noticed. Nior? Okay. This looks like that. And then look at retro. Look how beautiful this is. Like, don't you guys just love looking at this? Amazing. Like, who the hell was gonna use that? Yeah, how does that look? This is just a little bit brighter. Maybe if you want to take pictures, you can turn this stuff on? I don't know. This is like a brighter version of that filmic. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I don't really get the point of those. I won't lie. Oh, wait, let's look at Mars. Oh, okay. Mars actually looks okay-ish. Like, this actually looks like a vibe. I could see this. I could play it like this. I could see this working. But the rest of that ish? No. But this kind of looks cool, doesn't it? I think that's pretty dope. Excuse me. I'll keep that on and see if I remember. And then mirror mode just mirrors it. We got a lot of these and we customized them, but apparently we're missing a what does that say? 6? We're missing 6? So yeah, when I come back, I definitely want to see how much more I can unlock and go from there. It should be a good time. And I'll get to more questions the next time I stream, which is probably going to be Thursday. We have 4 questions here, and people can keep asking questions, and I'll keep going over them on stream. It's been fun. But that was a good session. I enjoyed myself. Gaming. We gaming and chilling, just having a good old time. Just having a good old time. Now... How you been, darling?